This is Kevin's working with our Walking Horse colt. This is where there's smoke. We call him Smokey. He's out of our mare. Jose's paroled at the Ritz, and by our stallion, the Diamond Trip. And so we're doing Kev's been doing a lot of groundwork with him. And now he's saddled him up. This is the first time saddling. He's been saddled. And so he's just, working with him on the ground to get him accustomed to the saddle and stuff like this. And, all those, like the stirrups that are bumping around there, and the straps and the girth, feeling that tight around his chest, and the rear cinch there, all these things are, there right there's that rear cinch. All these things are new to a horse, and so they can startle them. And so we just work with them and try to get them accustomed to this. And Kevin right there is doing is he's getting it back out of his space. So we work on, you'll hear a lot of people talk about respect in a horse and that kind of thing. And some people really get like a bee in their bonnet about it. And I just read something the other day where they're saying that the concept of respect and stuff is beyond a horse's ability to understand, and I think they're reading way too much, at least what we're talking about. When I talk about respect, I'm talking about acknowledging that you have personal space. You don't just rudely walk into somebody without knowing. You don't treat a person like a fence post that you can scratch on and run over or do whatever you want. You have boundaries. So it's kind of like setting boundaries. That's what I think about it more, is setting boundaries. And we all have boundaries, and considering that we're a fraction of the weight of a horse and the size of a horse, it's really important that the horse respects our boundaries, because if they don't, we're going to get hurt. And you may not think your horse loves you, and they may be fond of you, whatever, but if you haven't taught them to respect or acknowledge that you have a personal bubble that they shouldn't cross without being invited into, if something scary happens then on the offside from you, there's a very good chance that they'll run right through you and trample you and everything. If they're with other horses, they would just bump into each other, and they could, they're a lot bigger. It wouldn't make a bigger deal. But with us, it's really important. Like I always say in our videos and stuff, is that if horses were the size of Chihuahuas, we wouldn't care, because, you couldn't get hurt. But we'd look ridiculous riding them. But anyhow, so what he's doing right here is he's just trying to, he doesn't know anything like this, so he's trying to get him to turn on the haunches a little bit. I think he was doing there. Oh no, he's, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to get him to step over. There you go. And so this is the kind of stuff, I posted one of Kevin's videos on my Facebook page, and where he just put the first ride on Sparkle, Ed's Miss Sparkle, and she looks a lot like him, except she's got a little bit of crystal blue coming in one of her eyes, and but when he climbed on her, is uneventful, because it's the kind of stuff we do, and walking horses typically aren't very bronky. What I mean by that, they usually don't break in half, try to buck you off and stuff like that. They're very, very personable horses. they're an American saddle breed. I mean, think about it, which I think is really cool. It's a breed that was developed as a saddle horse, and unfortunately now people just focus on the gait more than anything. Like they get the horse where they can hold a rider, they just start focusing on the gait, and they don't put a lot of a good foundation on them, which is a shame, because these are like I said, they're a saddle horse, and they're bred from the ground up to carry a rider in a very comfortable, enjoyable way, and a very pleasant horse, you know. I think about this, I talk about this a lot with different people that come out here, but if you think about horses like you would dogs, or breeds of horses like breeds of dogs, people who are new to dogs think that all dogs are the same. You're just going to have some that look different. You're going to have some with curly hair, you're going to have some with short hair, you're going to have some with big dogs, you're going to have some small dogs, you're going to have dogs that are white, you're going to have dogs that are black, you're going to have dogs that are multicolored, you're going to have these different things, and people just think they're all the same. And you know, you could train every one of these breeds the same, but nothing could be further from the truth. Dogs, different breeds of dogs have very specific, very specific reasons for why they were developed. And these traits and everything are really in them, really pretty deep, okay? And like you get a good working breed, like a German Shepherd, or like a Border Collie, or maybe a Corgi, or there's a lot of good working breeds, but those breeds of dogs were bred and from the ground up to be very, what they call biddable, meaning they don't resist your will. They're very pleasant, want to work, they enjoy working, they have what I call a really good work ethic. And dogs are like that. Like if you want a dog that when you walk out of your car or out of your house, it just follows you to your car and you don't have to put it on a leash and all this kind of stuff. There's certain breeds that will just shine with that, and there's other ones, forget it. They're going to run away. You know, they're just going to, because they're bred to actually run. Like hunting dogs, a lot of hunting breeds are like that. They're worthless to a person if they stick close by, so they've kind of bred them to wander a little bit. And actually, some of the dogs are so refined that, like a different bird dogs would. They're very personable, okay, but they have a desire to wander. But the real good ones, and I'm not an expert on this, but real good ones would like maybe wander 20 yards, okay, maybe 100 feet, maybe 200 feet, okay, and then they go, oh no, I miss my master, right? And so they turn around, they come checking on you, and then they go, oh wait a minute, let me go wander a little bit, and then they would head out again. They come back and check with you. Well, you think, why would you want something like this? Well, when you're hunting like birds or something, like quail or something like this, you'd be walking in a field, and you keep a certain pace. Well, say the dog walks out, I don't even know how far. Maybe it's like 30 yards, okay, or maybe it's 20 yards, 20 or 30 yards. So it goes out, and then it turns around and wants to come back to you and check in with you. Well, if you keep walking a straight line, it's going to be zigzagging across that field and covering that field and flushing the birds, okay? So maybe you walk the field's 100 yards long and you're just walking. Well, that dog is going to be covering the ground in that field like a grid pattern, kind of like a zigzag. And so that's how well a lot of these dogs and stuff are bred. Well, horses are the same way. Horses, many breeds of horses have these long histories, and they've been selected for what they do. And well, you know, now in modern times, sometimes there's fads, like they pick a certain color that they become really fixated on, and maybe that color doesn't have the good traits in it or whatever, and then they can be lost. But getting back to the walking horse, Tennessee walking horses have this phenomenal temperament. They're this wonderful, friendly. They have what I call a very strong work ethic. They like to work for you, and they enjoy it. And you say, oh, that can't be true. If you don't believe an animal can enjoy work, hang around a border collie for an hour. Not even probably an hour, 20 minutes would probably be long enough. And you're going to see an animal that loves to work, and they really get enjoyment from it. Well, horses are the same, can be the same way. And these animals, these walking horses, were bred to be saddle horses. And saddle horses would be easy to start, friendly, not belligerent, smooth gait, easy keepers, maybe have a little bit of a gas pedal so you get going, covering some ground. Think about it. And so that's what these walkers have in their history. And this is why I think they're probably one of the most underrated horse breeds out there. And I think a lot of it's due to all the bad publicity that the walking horse community as a whole has done with the performance horses and the padded horses and all the associated abuses and stuff that go along with that. And then the people have just really, usually when people get a walking horse, they say, help me teach him to gait or whatever. And you go to get the horse, and it's crowding you, it's stepping on you, it's not coming when you're calling it, it's just fractious. And I'm thinking, you want to work on gait? Let's work on the foundation first. Let's put a good foundation on this horse. And so that's what we focus on. We spend so much time on the foundation and getting them really good. So that's like, backing up, going forward, rating your speeds, taking off in different speeds in a relaxed manner, disengaging the hind end, turning on the forehand, turning on the hind end, side passing, all that kind of stuff, opening gates. We get them to be really handy, like a ranch horse. And that takes a long time. It really does. That takes, it's a lot to learn for a horse, and it takes a long time. But once they do that, we find that they just gait. Whatever gait that they have, it's there, they're relaxed. When you can get a horse to canter off in a relaxed manner, not run off with you, like canter at a nice relaxed lope, and then go to a walk, and then go back to a canter, and maybe go into a gait, you're going to find the horses just gait, and they're relaxed. And we ride them on a loose rein. You see Kevin starting. We start all our horses in a rope halter. See that? And we'll put our first probably 10 or 20 rides on them with a rope halter. You could use like a hackamore, like a Bozal and a Makati reins. I have those too, and I've used them on some of the horses, but the rope halters are a little bit more versatile. They just fit all the other horses pretty easy. So we do that, and then we'll get them really good in that, and then we'll put a snaffle bit on them, and then we continue to try to get them to ride off our body and our legs and our seat and all that wonderful stuff. So this is what Kevin's done with him, and he's going to get the mountain block, and he's going to probably get him to come over to the mountain block and get him used to that, and where it's no big deal, and stand above him, and he'll pet him on the neck and do all that cool stuff. So see, he's letting him sniff it here, see? And yeah, so we just, we treat them well, we're, as time goes on, we get pretty demanding, we expect certain stuff, especially once they know it. But when they don't know it, we take our, it's just like someone going to preschool or kindergarten or something, You wouldn't get on them if they don't know it, But you might get on them if they know it and they're just not going to do it, So see, he's just patting the saddle and smacking and just seeing how his reaction is, since he's reaching over, get off and he'll walk around with him. We do this a lot, like where we'll do something and then we'll untrack them like this and we'll walk around. This gives the horse an opportunity to just blow it out and let it go. And a lot of times you'll get a horse that'll actually blow out like that, right? And we call it blowing out stress. And you didn't even think they were holding on to stress. But sometimes the horses are pretty good at hiding it. And so this is what we'll do. Here you go. And so the horse will, this is how we kind of build our trust, their trust in us with them. You see how Kevin, he's just looking at his rear end there, getting him to disengage his rear end. You pet him, say good boy. See, he's giving direction. He's moving off. It's real nice. Yep, it's real nice. And we try to keep it low key. I mean, we speed it up too. There's times you have to speed it up, but the whole point is to get him to be relaxed. Now he's even just playing with it now, investigating. See, so he'll walk with him a little bit. There's a cowboy saying that the slow way is the fast way, That's what you really have to learn, that with a horse. You just give them a chance to think it through. They're super, super smart. And I can't say enough good about walking horses. They're just a very delightful horse. Like you see, this horse just really is likes people and stuff. And Kevin's just done a wonderful job with him. See, and so he's getting used to all this. I think he's gonna get on him. He's just checking him out, making sure everything's okay, seeing if there's any spots he might have missed or something, Yeah, there you go.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing great, dude.
He's doing better than he was when I had the little bareback thing on him.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because he figured it out.
Yeah, he figured it out. When he figured it out, it wasn't going to kill him. He's fine.
Being a little pushy though.
Yeah.
I had that loud sound was me smacking my saddle, just saying, hey, get out of my space a little.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's doing really well. That's Ed's where there's smoke. We call him Smokey. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.